everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Buying Sandlot. I'm Kyle Pagan, and today we are talking to TeamSnap CEO Peter Franzilis and XbotGo founder David Tan, who will be announcing a new first-of-its-kind streaming partnership. But before we get into that interview, full panel videos and podcasts from the Buying Sandlot Summit are available now on our website, buyingsandlot.com, for premium subscribers and event attendees. If you attended the event, log in with the email address you used to register, but not a premium member, you can upgrade it on the website too and enjoy all the panels from tech-heavy hitters, NIL, live streaming, wearables, and much, much more. Once you're logged in, you can watch the videos and access the private podcast feed by clicking on the profile management icon and selecting the podcast tab. We also want to thank Event Connect and two new show sponsors, Playbook 365 and GoHor, who continue to power the show and allow us to show up in your inboxes and podcast feeds. Now, let's get into the interview with Pete and David.
Hey guys, welcome to the show.
Hey Kyle, good to see you again.
Good to see you too. So I understand TeamSnap and XbotGo have some partnership news to announce today. So I'll turn the floor over to you guys.
Yeah, so we are incredibly excited for the last 6+ months between the TeamSnap and XbotGo teams that we've been working on what will be a very large multi-year strategic partnership whereby TeamSnap and XbotGo will be exclusive integration partners, bringing this incredible technology that David and the team at XbotGo have built on the live video streaming side and all things associated with highlights and quality that we'll get into directly into the TeamSnap One user experience. And so fully integrating our sport organization management platform, our communication platform, and the media infrastructure that we talked about over the past couple months, Kyle, with a what we believe to be the leading kind of consumer hardware in the space. And David and team have been building some great products that I'll let them talk about.
So as a loyal customers for TeamSnap for almost 10 years, a few years back when I started this idea about creating AI sports camera myself for all the families, I never thought one day, our product can be part of the TeamSnap platform, which becomes available and accessible to tens of millions of customers in US and globally. And this is a very exciting moment for me and for the whole team. And we are especially excited to see this new technology and the new platform is going to empower tens of millions of customers and players around the world.
David, this is with the new Falcon camera, I believe, which I think our other Kyle got a look at one of the, I think it was the soccer conference here in Philly. Why don't you, David, you talk through some of the features of what the Falcon camera offers and what's new and why you think some of them are important for streaming at scale, especially like AI identification, things like that.
Sure. XbotGo Falcon is all new all-in-one subscription-free AI sports camera built for automated team sports recording, live streaming, and sharing. So different from our previous generation, we were working on some smartphone-based solution that's very super cost-effective, yet has a certain performance limitation. But this new XbotGo Falcon can resolve many previous generations' shortcomings and improve the user experience to the new level. And yet we keep the cost-effective feature. We always keep in mind that we want to make this new product, new technology for any soccer parents, soccer moms, just like myself. By the way, the other key difference and truly differentiate from many other products is our product empowers a true 4K video footage, and the reason for that is we use our technology to empower the camera lens, track along the ball, track along the ball and the players. So it doesn't have to do any video cropping or video, so that will degrade the video quality. And with our technology, you don't have to do that. And so it's truly the video image is crystal and sharper clear.
So you're actually relying on the hardware to physically move the camera to track it rather than zooming in.
Everything's on device, so you don't have to rely on cloud or any other non-real-time technologies.
Pete, when I had a read on the podcast when you guys rolled out TeamSnap 1, we talked a lot about streaming. He talked a lot about, hey, everyone's walking around with the phone and the camera. That does a lot of the heavy lifting. So I guess, A, how long has this been in the works? And then B, like, why do you guys feel it's important to have, more premium cameras that you can pair with parents' phones and, to be able to integrate with the scale that TeamSnap has? And then talk a little bit about go to market. How do you guys promote this to each of your customer bases?
Yeah. So, look, at the core of it, Kyle, like anytime that you would be stepping into this significant of a partnership, it's really important that the cultures really align, right? And now David has built this hardware, and the XbotGo team has been really focused on the consumer, right? And at the end of the day, how are we allowing the families of millions of kids to be able to view these games? But we also want to provide optionality, right? And so with the TeamSnap 1 offering, built on the media infrastructure that we've been able to build out, that optionality now with XbotGo is going to exist. If you want to take your camera and you want to stream a game for free live and allow families to watch it, yes, we have that offering. If you want to use some of our basic editing tools that are in the app on the phone, yep, here's that option for you. And now for those parents that do want to stream a game, whether it's higher quality 4K, or frankly, like the phones are limited in large full soccer, football fields, whatever it might be, right? And trying to go cross field when you're in the corners filming off of an iPhone is limiting. And so with David's products, and also we'll get into kind of the affordability focus, we believe that optionality is absolutely core. And, having met with the majority of the camera manufacturers and providers in this space, everyone has gone really deep in a few sports. And so for us, like the antithesis of what we want to do is introduce multiple solutions here, right? We are building TeamSnap 1 under that moniker of one platform. Everything's integrated. All of our data from our registration rostering can then automatically be merged with David's camera, so you can begin to track the kids off the jersey numbers. But we didn't want to introduce multiple solutions here, right? And where David's team has been focused is going across all of the major 10 plus team sports. Same thing with the TeamSnap focus. And we don't believe that everyone needs that heavy, how fast was my kid running across the field, right? Our core ICP is that 4 to 14-year-old range. And there's always going to be an elite offering. There's going to be an elite need. But we are building for the long tail of participation here and still providing an affordable and accessible product. And, the Falcon 1 will be retailing for $800 with tripod, which is a 20th of the cost of many of the camera providers that are on the market. And that's really important for us, right? Because we believe that this type of technology and enjoyment shouldn't be limited to the higher end of the market.
I just want to add up a few more things that I was a software engineer and I was living in Silicon Valley. So I have a different mindset that initially I think smartphone can work, right? And indeed, actually our early customers, they are happy with the smartphone solution. But gradually with the increase of our customers, and we realized a couple of things. First of all, not everybody has a high-end latest iPhone. So you have to deal with many entry level, many probably a few years old different phones from different vendor. And the other thing is not everybody is happy to put their phone over the air like 10 feet, 15 feet high. And the people want to use the phone for many other things. And along the way, you need to overcome many other user experience, the shortage of user experience, like set up this and that. That's not convenient. So we do realize the merit of standalone cameras. But on the other hand, we do also realize for the current price range, it might be still little far further reaching for some of the customers. We're still trying to pushing the technology and trying to lower the cost. As a matter of fact, I showed Peter yesterday some of our early ideas, but we do have a plan to continuously lower down the cost and yet improve the performance. That's what our commission. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like there's some momentum and a definite target to get that sub $1,000 price point amongst you guys and some of your competitors over the last 6 to 12 months. Talk about how important it is to keep driving that cost down, so there's more uptick on adoption. One of the stats I saw a few months ago was like Facebook and YouTube still kind of dominate at least a live streaming portion of youth sports. So like, how much at that bottom of the pyramid where you don't need the elite video, how big is that total opportunity? Because we've heard lots of people talk about it now, and it seems like the lower costs get for the more premium cameras like this, it seems like you could really begin to like hone in on that at scale.
Kyle, I mean, we've kind of talked about this, right? The math that we have is we believe that this youth sports streaming market is nearly a $10 billion market. And that is primarily driven by the consumer subscriptions. It's primarily been driven by the sponsorship opportunity, and then it's being driven by the hardware and infrastructure opportunity. I think those three levers are going to continue to shift, right? And to your point, like, we want to get either TeamSnap One off of the phone and capture, or David's cameras in the hands of as many organizations, as many teams as we can, because that's the access point for the capture and for the sharing. Now, where we believe in integrating these two together, you open up your XbotGo Falcon, it automatically syncs to the TeamSnap One app. Pre-game, 15, 30 minutes, the team gets notified, hey, David's going to stream this game, check it out. Everyone else gets notified then of the stream that's taking place. That's live and free to be able to view. But then, we're really leveraging the social graph of youth sports that TeamSnap has been built on, right? If you think about the construct of how we built our platform, it's around the family, it's then the team, and then it's the organization. And so allowing us to take the media, break it up, create highlight reels, and then roll it across that kind of secure, trusted community is very different than public-facing YouTube, public-facing Facebook, right? There's an inherent sense of like, what am I actually putting up here and who's going to go view my kid's game? Whereas this is now confined to that trusted community that I'm a part of. And the organizations also have the ability to view all that media, which is also an interesting value add that we're going to be bringing onto our TeamSnap One club and league customers, whereby they're also building out their own media libraries as the teams are using the cameras to capture these memories and these games.
Yeah, I just want to add up quickly. The social graph is very important. Think about for TeamSnap users, they naturally form different teams and clubs, right? And the data, the footage and the data can naturally be shared over the same platform. So you don't have to have your game schedule scoreboard on the one platform, and yet your footage is on the other. And on other platform, there are many, you would still have to advertise your link is here and let people know, hey, this is our latest game. So it doesn't make any sense. Speaking of the cost down, I also want to stress a few more points that speaking of a streaming point of view, we only need one camera or one set of camera to stream the whole game, right? And this cost can be shared, right? Think about we have a team and we have a little community. We highly interested in this particular game playing by kids, right? So that cost can be shared. And on the other hand, we are trying to pushing the new technology. For example, we only use one main camera lens to track the ball, so you don't have to use multiple camera systems to cover the whole field and then do special combining and cropping and then cut the get the a desirable field, and that's not the most effective approach, we believe. So we do have our own ways to cost down, and we can work with Pete to create a new business model. We are very confident about that.
Yeah. And Kyle, last time, look, we've been researching this video space for 3+ years, right? It led us originally to the acquisition of Mojo Sports. We recognized that we needed to bring more of a media platform and enhanced infrastructure in order to handle all of the streaming and the sharing. We contemplated many times, do we get into this hardware business, right? And for us at the time, and the price points that existed that we referenced, it was just too high. And it was also like a recognition of like, it's in 2-3 years, there's going to be a race to lower cost providers with next gen technology. And, at the end of the day, you don't want to be holding the bag early on at a price point that you can't continue to match because your competitors are getting undercut, and not only undercut, but 5x the value that they're able to leverage. And so we've been patient, right? And we were very intentional with needing to focus on the rebuild of TeamSnap One, the rebuild of our mobile and communication platform and the media infrastructure that it sits on top of. And timing was just perfect with me meeting David. And look, we're all sports parents, right? We geek out on this hardware all the time. I mean, the way we came across David was we found one of his chameleon cameras on Amazon. Reed and I and a couple of others bought them, and over a weekend beat up on them. And we're like, this is incredible tech. Reed lobbed an email into David, like, let's give it a try. And 7 months, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, we were all meeting in Chicago. And now 6-7 months later, we're all here announcing this partnership.
Awesome. Pete, in terms of TeamSnap One, I know the rollout is in stages. So I've tried here in my town. I don't think I just tried again before we got on. None of our clubs are on it yet. What is the pace of that rollout so this is available to everybody? Because you will need your club or organization to be on
Correct.
TeamSnap One to use it, correct?
Yeah, correct. Look, we, because of the seasonality, there are 2 windows mainly for clubs that are running both fall, spring, or winter programming, where we are sequentially going through where those windows are and giving the clubs the opportunity to migrate at that point where it's kind of a downtime, right? We don't want to make the switch mid-season. It's not going to be a great experience for the organizations. It's not going to be a great experience for the parents. And so we've been very intentional in how we are reaching out and slowly giving clubs and leagues the option to be able to migrate onto the TeamSnap One platform. That's a different approach than maybe some of our competitors are taking right now, but we believe like we're a technology partner, service provider that needs to be very attuned to the seasonality of how these organizations are running themselves. And so if you want to email me your club's names, we can get a sense of when the timing is going to be. But, we've got an entire part of our organization right now that is laser focused on getting our 10,000 organizations onto the new platform, but we're going to take time to do so.
David, last one for you. You one of you guys touched earlier on kind of the multi-sport nature of this, and Pete, you said it was in the name TeamSnap One. Is AI doing a lot of the heavy lifting that a single product is able to work across multiple sports? Is it just a function of the camera physically moving? Like what's been the real unlock maybe in the past year that a single solution can tackle soccer, football, baseball, what have you?
So one of the biggest thing we realized, and that's probably the biggest challenge for us is because we are trying to provide a cost-effective solution, and the AI chip is becoming, well, I wouldn't say very expensive, but still not to the level that everybody will be able to afford. If we want to achieve a high performance, we can easily, just add up Qualcomm's chipset or NVIDIA's chipset, but that's going to dramatically increase the cost. And on the other hand, if we use continuously use some low-end AI chipset, that's going to limit the product performance. We are trying a very subtle balance or trade-off between cost and performance. So that's probably one of the largest challenge. The other thing is we are keep revisit our architecture, because we previously we only use one set of camera lens. Even if it shows like a dual camera system, it's still actually just one set of a camera instead of put a multiple and cover the whole field. We don't use that approach, but we are also thinking about what's the best way to that. And what previously we are using that approach for a reason, because we want to work with a smartphone and we want to lower the cost. And in the future, if we want to increase the support to different sports and to better adapt to different environment, we might think of a different architecture and then still keep the merit of our cost-effective feature. That's something we've been thinking back and forth. Yeah.
Pete, last one for you. Let's talk about the sponsorship side a little bit. How much could that help with the cost? I think you said in the beginning it's some combination of hardware, subscriptions, and sponsorships. What do you think the balance looks like between subscription and sponsorship over time? What is maybe the right mix there? And because you guys are one of the few that has the scale, we talked about it last time we talked to you. You guys are giving back $20 million to organizations. How much could that really help drive the camera cost down to as close to zero as possible?
Significantly. And that's where, even with some of our larger brand partners, we're already in discussions with where the value proposition makes sense. You're going to be on the connected field. Well, that's a great telco value proposition, right? And so how do we get these cameras into the hands of those communities where those telco companies are either focused on expanding or driving more share? And it's a combination of whether it's the hardware or if it's the additional subscriptions. But I'd say, Kyle, as we've built this product, like, we're going to be very intentional about how we think about the right areas of the UX to insert those brand partners and those sponsorships. But I do think, as you guys have covered, like, this sponsorship model in youth sports is becoming more and more prevalent, right? And I mean, we saw this coming years ago. It was the acquisition of league side. It was why we wanted to get into the physical sponsorship side. But the ability to bring a brand into a local community and just that emotional connection is only exponentially stronger if you can align your brand with then that memory or that highlight. But we want to do so in a way that's kind of broadly accepted across collegiate and professional sports. And back half of the year, we'll be focused on doing that.
Awesome. Guys, thanks so much for your time. Is this available now? Is it as of the announcement here?
We are announcing access to an innovation group. We are already demoing and testing this out with a handful of select organizations. This will be generally available early summer.
Awesome. Guys, Pete, David, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much for having us.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it.